I used to have a coworker who at one time was basically the equivalent of a Green Beret for the South Korean Army. And I remember in a conversation with him one time while I was doing some training with the close quarter combat guys from the Dallas SWAT team and some specific members from our church at the time. And we talked about some of those subtle moves that you might implement in say a street fight for immediate dismissal of your enemy. Those things that they seem subtle, they seem like nobody would ever do that, but in doing them, you end the battle very quickly. And he said to me, you know, a lot of people start with their hands up, they reach for the chest to shove, and he said, I just simply grab it and break 3 or 4 fingers. And he said, you'd be amazed how often that just takes the fight out of people. When their fingers are pointing different directions and the pain is running all the way up to their earlobe, they tend to walk away from the fight, they're done. Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast, 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and I have to tell you that there are a whole lot of little, for lack of a better term, skirmishes going on, and I believe they're skirmishes. They're skirmishes that cause us in this cosmic global battle to go, oh look, it's going on, oh wait, it's over there, hang on, it's, wait, what about, and we find ourselves so distracted that we lose sight of the fact that there really is a big battle going on. It's a gigantic, enormous, cosmic level battle. And because we're so distracted by the skirmishes, let me give you one example of the skirmishes. In fact, I'll give you 2 today. Things that I've been reading and studying. Even this morning, I was up at about 4:45 watching and reading and learning. And one of the things that I saw was a lady who was testifying before the state school board. And she said, look, my daughters had to take this test. The results of the test came back. The report from the test basically told my daughter that she had a very confused worldview. So I took this test system and its results with permission to my psychologist, and I had them take a look at it. And they said basically the entire test is designed, you ready for this? Designed to deconstruct worldviews for the people who take the test. So anybody who takes the test, whatever constructs are already going on in their world, they're put in a double bind to force them to change their opinions about their deep core beliefs and their worldview. And these tests have been coming at our public school students since the late 60s. They've always come with different names. At one point, when I was in high school, it was called outcome-based education. And the intent was to create these surveys and tests that would follow a student from elementary all the way into their career world. Well, that was pushed back and didn't get implemented in all schools. And then Common Core came along in the late 90s and early 2000s, and many, like 45 different states, have adopted Common Core. It's exactly the same testing systems, the standardized tests that really ask worldview, not are you any good at math or English. It's a skirmish, though. It's a skirmish. It's a skirmish. Chick-fil-A is in a lawsuit battle against the airport of San Antonio for supposed discrimination of LGBT. It's an accusation. I don't know what the evidence is. I haven't seen it. I know I've been around Chick-fil-A. I've done events for Chick-fil-A. I've never seen that kind of thing. I even know some stores where LGBT people are employed by Chick-fil-A at their stores. They serve LGBT people. So I don't know where the discrimination comes from. I'm not trying to judge that. I'm just saying that's a skirmish. It's a skirmish. See, I believe there are 2 strong forces. I won't even tell you what the practice is for those involved in close quarter combat who've been trained to say, my life is in danger, the opponent has a gun or a knife, and I feel like I could die in this moment. How we respond to that to ensure safety and being able to live through the incident. I don't want to tell you that, but I can tell you this. You find the 2 strongest assets of your opponent and you eliminate them as quickly as possible. Understanding that, the first attack on that strongest force may not be effective. But you keep coming, and 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 you keep coming until that strongest asset crumbles. Let me tell you what the 2 strongest assets are of the United States of America. The power of capitalism to create wealth, not only for individuals, but for everyone in the line of humanity that they serve. The products that they sell, the wealth that they generate creates jobs. The products that they purchase with the wealth that they've generated, the jobs that are created, which gives people wealth to purchase more products. Why do you think on 9/11 of 2011, on 9/12, the first thing that was instructed from the leadership of the country was continue your lives as they are. We'll take care of this. Continue the commerce. Go to work. Show up. Love your neighbor. Do your thing. Because the most powerful force in the United States, which has been adopted by many other countries, is called capitalism. The power for responsible individuals to gain wealth. Yes, some people manipulate it. Yes, some people take advantage of it. Yes, some people use it in a bad way. But capitalism by itself is a very powerful force. The ability for responsible individuals to generate wealth is a powerful, powerful thing. There has not yet been a successful version of communism or socialism. But it's not driven by economy. It's driven by a worldview of control. And that's the second strength of America, is the worldview of independence. Generally speaking, and everybody from secular Jewish scholars like Dr. Dennis Prager, who is not a religious Jew, he's a secular Jew, he'll tell you that. Even Ben Shapiro will tell you the same. The worldview of Judeo-Christian values that have driven our country, the United States of America, to push people to individual responsibility, taking care of yourself, doing for yourself and your family first, and then doing for others around you as quickly as you can. That has been the driving force that has caused America to do what it is. Now, if you can't attack through these little skirmishes to cause America to be seen as a bad thing, you got to go after capitalism and you got to go after worldview. And all of the little skirmishes that you see, from our school books to our school curriculum to our school boards to our local politics to the attacks to keep capitalism from succeeding. Just look across the board how many places large companies who provide lots of jobs, industries, whole industries are being crushed. Tens of thousands of jobs lost. Entire cities basically wiped off the map to fight capitalism. Perhaps you think I'm crazy, but just change your lenses for a moment and ask yourself, is it possible that all these skirmishes that we've seen have really been an attack on the Judeo-Christian worldview and the values that it proposes, and capitalism? And I think you're going to find there's a lot of truth there. And the skirmishes come in different ways every day. They all have one end: bring America down by attacking capitalism and the Judeo-Christian worldview. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom. Leadership team. If attitude is going to have a deep impact on your business and bottom line, make it a positive attitude with a positive impact. Visit jlorennorris.com/attitude hack